Hi everybody, this is my first video, or let's say podcast in English. I've chosen a long time ago not to share many things in English, which was because of a belief I was holding to actually share everything about consciousness in Arabic, because this is where or why I am here for. Why am I living my life? And I was born at a specific place and area to experience things and then share them with people who did not get the chance to explore. However, I'd like to start from everything is mental. Everything is capable of holding truth and its opposite at the same time. You choose from science, belief systems, the occult, metaphysics and beyond. And once you choose, the life force within you begins to activate what you accept as true. Your human experience is then shaped by it through both good and evil. Yet, there is another option. For example, not choosing anything. No zodiac signs, no enlightenment, no tarot readings, no sole purpose, not even a reason for why you are here. This is known as human adulthood, a concept explored by Jemima. And yes, this is optional. Human adulthood means realizing that life is created only in mind. The first step of this human adulthood, in my experience, is simple. It's to consciously enjoy creating and manifesting. Knowing you are inside the dream of life, dreaming of things and dreaming that you are living them. Then the second step would be flow. But what I am observing here is that we try to be in flow, yet we still are holding to a belief as more accurate than another. And it stops us. It interrupts the state of flow. I find flow to be easier to maintain when we accept that all systems are correct, but only within the dream that we call, we call the human life. All of them. Looking for truth, it's everywhere. Looking for the opposite, it's everywhere as well. Within the same belief system, within the same scientific study. Everything here is malleable. And only consciousness, when not perceived as a persona, is experiencing it. Once, my friend Najat, she asked me, she said, "What do you think exists after death, human death?" At first, I lectured her based on what I've read, learned, and observed from the Akashic records. And I thought they were my deep sources. I knew everything about it, and I started lecturing. Then I suddenly stopped and said something. I was surprised about it. It surprised me, surprised her as well. I said, "Najat, whatever happens after the illusory experience is completely different from everything I just explained to you, because all of that belongs to the dream state, to the illusory human experience. That realization came from nowhere familiar to me. You could call it a download if you would like. It shocked me, and we both laughed, and we both instantly agreed with it. I even realized that we might perceive life after death differently once we are no longer within this dream state. But then another question appeared. Who goes out of the dream state? The answer was clear. Nobody. This is not meant to scare anyone. It is not a new conspiracy theory. All I'm saying here is this. There is nobody here who gets out, because there is no here to belong with, and no one. So what about past lives? They do not exist. Laith, myself, lives only once, yet in endless, infinite versions of the personality. And consciousness can take any form afterwards. And when I say then or afterwards, I do not mean in timeline. I use it only to simplify. So yes, science is true within the dream. Metaphysics is true within the dream. Good and evil operates within the dream. You choose, you act. Everything you do is true as long as you are still a person inside the story. Once you realize this, you can still choose, and then can deny things that you do not want to choose. Once you realize this, you can still choose, and that can be a smart thing to do. But now you can choose without the illusion that you are going somewhere, or that one choice is more accurate than another. You choose knowing it is just an option. For example, you may choose to believe in zodiac signs. In human adulthood, you know that everything can be true and reactivated in your life. So you consciously choose from the zodiac whatever you want to accept as true and activate it, while denying the rest, because why not? This is very different from trying to find the best belief system, the more accurate one, the more accurate religion or theory, and then suffering when you encounter contradictions within the very system you chose to believe as the truth. If all of this is a dream anyway, why not to feel better? Why not to have a good dream? One that suits you, that suits the illusory, temporary personality that does not even exist. And maybe at some point, even the need to choose within the dream will disappear. This is not a state to achieve. It is nothing to do with enlightenment. It is simply an experience. It may happen, may not, and it's fine. And that's it. Just life, appearing, unfolding, and being experienced. And this by no means suggests that you cannot manifest money, your SP, health, anything else. Life itself is manifestation. Its very core is manifestation. If you want to experience anything or anyone, you can do that within the dream. Ironically, it takes only one realization that this is your dream, and that choosing within it is your free will, and you're the only one in your dream having a free will. You are the only thinker in your life. Once you accept it, then enjoy, manifest, have fun, choose, and do not be stuck at some point thinking this is truth, this is the truth, and then suffering from the opposite, because the opposite is within, where the truth is as well. Alright, I think that's enough. That's all I wanted to share with you. And thank you. Thank you for being here.